Ninja Turtles, the next mutation, is no stranger to dumb, but strap yourselves in for this one because Going Ape is pushing it, even by this show's standards. And people of the UK can rejoice because this is the first episode in a while where not a single edit was made across the pond. They did not want to deprive you of one single mind-numbing second of this moronic one.
Raph needs a little excitement.
The first line is just Raph stating he's bored, so he's off to be a reckless idiot driving around until the morning. This sets the tone very well for the level of thought put into anything here.
Gotcha. Okay, that's it. Heel Toe Express.
Did Raph forget how to drive his bike suddenly? Why would running on foot be faster? And why is Bone Steel just standing in the middle of a random street apparently expecting one of the turtles? Even if Bone Steel knew Raph was driving around this area, why would he think he'd come down this road that's blocked off by construction? We aren't even a minute in yet, and everything cannot have a single thought put into it. Bone Steel goes chasing Raph past a sign pointing towards Ontario, which is something that threw me off and confused me before. Originally, I thought this was a sign pointing towards the province of Ontario, which isn't anywhere near Vancouver, where this was filmed. But what this actually is a sign pointing towards Ontario Street in Vancouver, so that makes a lot more sense.
Come back and get shot!
Oh, Bone Steel, I'll miss you.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the great dumb hunter, I wouldn't get any exercise at all.
You didn't happen to see a 200-pound mutant come by, did ya?
I haven't seen any mutants today, but if I do, I'll be sure to tell them you're looking for me.
Thanks.
This is the more grown-up Ninja Turtles show, guys. Raph hides behind a newspaper and fools the villain chasing him. Such good stuff. Why was a killer gorilla at the circus in the first place? Raph then decides to hide in yet another abandoned building that's supposedly in the middle of New York. I'm pretty sure at this point there are more empty buildings in New York than not. This also apparently makes more sense to Raph than, oh, I don't know, going back into the sewers?
Honey, I'm home.
Was that seriously funny to you? Anyway, the old Myers estate is of course where the killer circus gorilla is hiding out, because this is the Hideout hangout.
And why does it smell like bananas in here?
This is top tier writing, I tell ya.
Sweet!
Whoa!
This'll make a swell place for a skinning party.
So, we have the most cartoony bullshit imaginable going on with the dumb gags and sound effects, but then we're threatened with a skinning? What the hell are you doing, Next Mutation?
A turtle skinning party.
Oh, good. Thanks for clarifying. I thought maybe Bone Steel was talking about skinning himself first. Then, naturally, we needed another layer on top of this overbooked mess, so the rank, led by Purple Hood, have been wandering around this same area and used a relabeled metal detector to find Raph as well. I guess just everyone knew that this was the day one of the turtles would be an idiot and wander around aimlessly. Dragon Lord is again phoning it in this episode. I guess they had to work around Dragon Lord's tight schedule and they couldn't actually get him to be in these episodes properly. Anyway, Dragon Lord has been busy eating some more humans and dinosaurs from the looks of it.
In regards to the big fat hairy object, if it looks edible, bring it to me.
Oh, Dragon Lord, you so fat.
Penetrate the perimeter. Just climb through the windows.
The dragons are stupid and make dumb noises. Be scared, I guess. So, now that Bone Steel is Raph tied up, he's apparently gonna beat him with a wooden mallet? Don't think that's quite the right tool for skinning.
Gorilla!
Gorilla.
Help me.
Wow, a true Emmy moment if I've ever seen one. The next mutation was robbed. Yes, well, it's not every day you see something that stupid. Soak it in, folks. They thought this was good. But you know, it can be complete garbage if it's even partially aimed at kids, 'cause I'm an idiot. This episode is just so hard to get through. It's like an art project where they perfectly crafted each frame to insult your brain cells as much as possible. Oh, are you still trying to comprehend things? Well, take in this super doofy Raph face then! Then, naturally, the rank enters the scene coming down the stairs because that makes the least amount of sense possible in the moment. Why would they do anything else?
Like he's going April. Next time,
This eventually ends when Raph actually uses his weapon to sort of tickle the gorilla. That's what sais do. They tickle. Wow, that gorilla just bowled a perfect abomination.
You'd make a rad quarterback there, Con.
This episode must have been made for the two people that thought the original Filmation Ghostbusters was canceled far too soon. Kinda funny they didn't include Silver in this episode, but I guess that would have been ape overload.
You oversized swamp gators! You boys are all about as pretty as a bunch of snakes. I don't even know what kind of talking freakazoid animals you are, anyway.
This is Bone Steel's first encounter with the dragons, and he just acts like an uninterested jackass? Shouldn't he be, like, super into hunting them? Isn't that, like, his whole character? Again, this would have been a more interesting idea had Bone Steel been more of a monster hunter as well, and would have given this episode a more interesting plot. Raphael and Bone Steel form an alliance to fight the dragons. But instead, we get Raph and Bone Steel team up to run away from a stupid gorilla! How strange that this show would choose the dumbest path. Anyway, I sure am scared of that purple hood mask face when his eyes turn into lens flares. Well, let's check in with Leo and Donnie. Where's Mikey? Schedule conflict. He had to go film a Pizza Hut commercial. I don't know why he's not in this one, really. He's just not. Neither is Venus. Maybe she finally took him up on all his flirting and they're getting down in Bone Town.
How late is Raph?
Mega late.
Well, so much for skateboarding.
Cool! It's Leo being a whiny baby again and not being a leader who should probably be worried that one of his not brothers is missing.
This last time I wait for Raphael.
When this is over, I am gonna get you and turn you into a sports car.
Turn you into a sports car?
Oh yeah, look at my bitch and ride, guys.
They use everything to block off the door, including the kitchen sink. And you know that an empty house in the middle of New York would definitely have all the stuff in it still laying around.
Right now, I think we're a little outnumbered.
Just until we escape.
Shake?
Shake.
Psych!
So, Bone Steel was the more mature one here. Bone Steel. Mature. That's what this episode just made me say.
No!
The gorilla overhears Raph and Bone Steel quietly talking, so it stops chasing the dragon so that it can burst in and create one of the dumbest scenes ever on television. Hey, is there any way to make this more nonsensical? I know! Let's have the gorilla chasing them around the bed in a picture-in-picture with Donatello and Leonardo whining about Raph standing them up!
I win.
You always win.
I'm a genius.
Right now, Raph is out enjoying himself while we sit here and suffer.
What is your damage, Leonardo? Get a life! Holy shit! I'm angry because I'm imagining Raph is having more fun than me! I
suck!
I wish I knew it was so fun that it was worth ditching us.
He's probably just monkeying around somewhere.
A gorilla isn't a monkey, so that joke doesn't work, actually. Anyway, a few days later, the gorilla is still chasing them around the bed. For me, it just feels like a few days of watching this.
Take the cover! Gorillas hate beds!
Gorillas hate beds. This is the pro tip from the hunter douchebag. It hates the thing it is currently chasing you around. So, yes, they seriously try hiding under the bed. A hunter who has apparently slayed vampires in the past and a mutant ninja turtle hide under the bed. But don't you worry, they make the gorilla pathetic too, as it can't figure to just grab them from under the bed, and it proceeds to jump on the bed because juvenile! That's what we're going for! We want to make you embarrassed as fuck to be watching this!
We've run into some complications, sir. I'm trying to eat my own ass. Don't call back. Wow, that's the best plan he's had. It's the big, fat, hairy object, Majesty. It has the strength of 100 dragons, and it's me.
Dragons from Dreamland are no match for a gorilla. Guess a gorilla should have been the main antagonist of the show.
Time for my molten lava bath.
Oh, he's gonna kill himself. Nice, doing us all a favor.
Okay, it's green time.
You get green. I'll just sit. For mean!
If only I knew how to actually fire this gun, but me too stupid. Hey, what would be an embarrassing and overdone bit to do right now? The Scooby-Doo hallway doors gag? Wow, perfect, straight out of my nightmares. Way to go, you pathetic hacks! The death of comedy has apparently made Donatello constipated.
Cool, I win.
You always win stare-down contests!
Does baby need a lolly? Go to shell, Leo.
That's because I'm a genius. My eyes require less moisture than yours.
I'm not smart enough to know that intelligence doesn't somehow make it okay for your eyes to be dry, though.
And Raph was off stuffing himself with chili cheese dogs or something.
How could this happen to me? Absolutely nothing happened, but I'm imagining Raph might be possibly doing something.
Hey, Bonehead, I think we gave the Wanderer Monkey the slip.
Well, as bad as this episode is, at least Bonesteel's going back to his roots and becoming furniture.
You are a bonehead. Bonehead? You've always been a bonehead, and you'll always be a bonehead.
I don't like you.
It's the clever writing that keeps me coming back.
You smell like rotten bananas.
Bananas.
Day 37 of this episode, and the dragons have thought of a brilliant new plan. A rope!
On your...
Hey, what's the face? Oh!
No!
What was that? Well, apparently it was the dragons catching the gorilla. It was just too hard for them to show tying up the guy in the gorilla suit on screen, I guess.
Raphael's the most inconsiderate, self-absorbed, me guy I know.
Try a mirror, loser Nardo. Purple Hood says he's gonna make a little fried ape, and after considering this for an hour, Raph decides to save the stupid killer gorilla.
No more monkeying around, huh? Whoa, little too much skin.
Dragons retreat!
We got thrown around lightly one more time. I guess that's our limit.
I'll teach you to high five.
You don't have 5 fingers, you idiot. Yeah, that's my real problem here, I guess. Bonesteel then betrays them. Who would have seen this coming? Anyway, they frame Bone Steel, and that's the last time we ever properly see him in an episode. It's been quite a journey. I will miss you indeed, Bone Steel. Wait a second. No, I won't. Go to hell, Bone Steel. Hey, didn't you all know that bananas grow in abandoned houses? You can get a bunch of them there.
Bongo, the missing gorilla, has mysteriously been returned to his jungle pen at the Bronx Zoo.
The killer circus gorilla has been returned to the zoo. Even though he hasn't, because Raph and the gorilla are still just strolling around the park eating bananas. We dare you to try and make sense out of anything you just witnessed. Just yikes! They made everyone look bad in this episode. The dragons are downgraded. Bone Steel, Mr. Chair Disguise himself managed to drop down another peg with his hide under the bed from a gorilla plan. And Raphael was an inept doofus when it came to dealing with a damn gorilla. This episode had no story other than they go into an abandoned house and be stupid for 20-some minutes. The next mutation, Going Ape, was a crime against television and it broke the stupid barrier. The biggest idiot of the episode was Leonardo, 3 in a row. Everything in this episode was mind-numbingly moronic, but character-wise, Leonardo throwing a bitch fit because Raph didn't show up for skateboarding was the tops. You'd think since we keep cutting back to Leo and Donatello, they would eventually realize something is wrong and try to help out, but no! The new way is just to be a whiny idiot! Next time on Next Mutation, Splinter's pal Andre comes to stay with him and the turtles in the lair, and Dr. Queese is still stupid.
I guess gorillas really do hate beds.
Raph's incapable of friendship.